Neglected Double O Layout 2025, Episode 6, The Canal Building, Channel and Basin. Hello, I'm pondering with my electric cigarette. Anyway, I'm looking at over here to do with the canal basin and the canal. I scratch built that building many years ago, and it is a replica of a bonded warehouse in a place called Stourbridge in the West Midlands of UK, and it's right at the end of a spur canal at Stourbridge. I believe it's now a museum. Now, I had always envisaged that building would be along there somewhere, because it's low relief, and there it wouldn't matter. But the trouble is, it blocks out a lot of the view at the back there, the way I've been working. So I think it's going to have to go about there. But then the problem is, it looks a bit silly because with it being low relief, there's no back to it. So what I'm thinking of doing is building a back to it. But that presented me with another problem. The paper that I use for the brickwork, I haven't got any more of that colour. But what I have found in my store of paperwork is that colour, and it's close enough, or it's as close as it's going to get. So I'm going to build a piece on the back, an extension on the back here, and then the canal will come along here, along here, and turn into a basin here. And obviously I need another piece of wood to raise that up to the same level as that. So I go down to my wood store and see what I can find. Well, I found plenty of pieces of wood, but I found that one shaped like that from a previous location on the layout somewhere, one of the old layouts, and it will fit there like that, and then I can lift that up to the level I want, and this can be a bank to the harbour, and I can make a base a bit smaller than I wanted, and then it can have a walkway around here and along there, and the boats can come in round here, so like that. Wouldn't work in real life, but this is make-believe. Now, I've just come across another problem that has sunk, and you can see it needs to come up quite a long way, and I can't get underneath because that's down there, and I've had to get through this little gap. No way, and I'm not going to bother to shift this shelf, and certainly can't move the desk, so I'm going to do it another way. I'm going to put this little bracket in there like that, and I'll put a screwdriver in there, and then that lifted up like that. I'm now going to put a screw in there like that. Now that's got that end up, and this end has come up too far as well, but there's something I can fix that down onto. So get that fixed down. Now, this is something that I made years ago when the layout was in the shed, actually in the shed outside, and I took little pieces of stone and stuck them onto this plastic sheet, and as luck would have it, it's just the right size for there to make the harbour wall, and it's long enough as well, so I'll just have to find some more bits of stone or something and put them back where they've fallen off, and that will do that job. And I'm just waiting now for glue to dry on the basin, and then we can get on a bit further with it. I've added a back to this building now, the bonded warehouse, but what I've done, I didn't want it to look too bulky, so I've made it a sort of half height on that. But now I have a problem because the roof on the front of it is very detailed, very, very nice, and I haven't got any more of that board, that card, and I'm trying to use up stuff that I've already got. I don't want to go out and buy yet more stuff. I've got boxes of card and printouts and God knows what else, but I just don't want to buy any more. So I'm now going to try and put a roof on here, and I don't know, I can't think of a other way to do it that look just a little bit right, although you won't see it when you're looking at the layout from where I am now or viewing points. If I do a cab ride, you're going to see it. And I did a cab ride a few years ago through a layout that I had previously, and I was really pleased with the layout. And then I did the cab ride, and it showed up all the places that you don't normally see. So I had to go and put that right. So I'm thinking about that this time as well. What do you see from the back? And that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to have a go. This cardboard that came in a box, as usual from Amazon, it's sort of double layered corrugated. I'm going to try and peel off one of the outside papers and then see if I can use the corrugated bit in the middle as a corrugated roof on there. We'll give that a try. When you get to that point, it's a bit like peeling skin off when you've been sunburnt. Sounds like it as well, doesn't it? And there we have it. Now it's obviously out of scale to be ordinary corrugated sheeting, roof sheeting, so I'm just going to call it bespoke profiled metal cladding, and that's what it is, and that's going to go on the back of there. And there we have the roof on, complete with a bit of weathering. That'll do. I've been making a bit of progress on the canal. I've painted the water dirty colour, typical canals. Now I need to get some varnish on there. I'm using clear varnish with its gloss finish, and I don't know, it probably take at least 2 coats to get it the way I want it. I've done this in the past and I've managed to get away with 2 coats. We'll see how this one works out. The thing with the base is not to worry too much about getting an even coat, because in real life canals are all mucky water all mixed up. And you can always redo it if you need to. Right, well, while I'm waiting for that varnish to dry, I'm going to do something about this banking along here. And I'm going to do that. I'll start off by putting some roll-up paper along here. And I'll screw that up and poke it in. Well, that's the paper tucked in. Now I'm waiting for some plaster of Paris bandage to come, and I shall put that over the top of that. Right, start getting some of this plaster of Paris bandage on there now, on top of the paper, and so that it gives me something to put the vegetation onto. I'm actually putting 2 layers on, and I'm not worried about the little holes, because as you will see later on, they're covered up with a magic ingredient that I have called tumble drier fluff, or I believe technically it's called lint, but I call it tumble drier stuff. So there we have it along there, 2 layers of plaster of Paris bandage. Now I don't know whether people in the afterlife ever watch YouTube, but if they do, and if Thomas Telford is one of them, he might like to tell me how I'm going to get the canal from there down into the river down there. Obviously a lock of some sort, but I could do with some advice, Telford. Right, well, here's my bag of magic stuff. Tumble drier fluff. There's over a year's supply there, because I haven't been using it. And this is what I'm going to do with it. I'll take a little bit like that, pull it out and place it on there like that, and then spray it with wet water. And if anybody doesn't know what wet water is, it's water with a little bit of washing up liquid in it to reduce the surface tension. I just spray a little bit on there and dab it out, and it's not spraying very well, but here we go. Messy job. A little bit more glue on there first this time. A bit more fluff. Stick it on there. And my videos are not how-to videos, they're what I do videos. And I'll have to get another spray bottle for that, because it's not doing very well. I used to spray the PVA on, but I run out of spray bottles, and the trouble with trying to spray PVA on is the nozzles don't last very long, and we don't use as much spray stuff as we maybe should do. Make life easier if we did. But anyway, keep trying. I now have my tumble dryer fluff all the way along the banking. And the next thing to do is to give it a base colour. and since it would be earth, I'll paint it brown using timber care product with dark brown again. Well, that's the base colour brown, randomly painted on, and whilst that's drying, I've got to consider what I'm going to do on this side, which will be the towpath as well. So the towpath will be along this side here. But let's have a break and let's go for a ride in the Brighton Belle. Now, many years ago there was uproar because they took kippers off the breakfast menu, and the passengers didn't like that. I don't know whether they put it back on again. I forgot to look. Were kippers back on the menu? I doubt it. Well, that's it for this time. I shall just cuddle up with my bag of fluff until I get on with the canal basin and the canal way, the waterway and the towpath and everything. So until then, it will be in the next video. Thanks for watching this one. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and if you know other people that might be interested, please share. So in the meantime, bye. Thanks for watching.